Welcome to a very special television edition of the celebration of the Rotary Club of Guam's 75th anniversary. Within the next half hour, you'll learn how the Rotary Club of Guam came into existence, who the Rotarians are, what important roles they play in our island's community, as well as Guam's neighbors. You'll also get an inside look at several of the island's Rotary Club leaders. To understand the history of the Rotary Club of Guam, we've got to take a step back and take a look into the parent organization, Rotary International. It's this organization in 1939 that Carlos P. Romulo applied to charter a Rotary Club on Guam. And that we'll discuss in detail later. In 1905, an attorney from Chicago, Paul Harris, formed the Rotary Club of Chicago, which was later identified as the world's first service organization. The club is a place where professionals with diverse backgrounds can discuss ideas and create meaningful friendships. They're a non-political, non-religious organization. Members of this club, called Rotarians, assist communities through their profession and connections. Current Rotary International President Gary Huang recently paid Guam a visit to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Guam Rotary Club. In his visit, he emphasized the Rotarian way of life, which he says is to assist people, most especially those of rural areas and underdeveloped countries. Rotary International is not your ordinary run-of-the-mill organization. They don't just paint bus stops, they're bigger than that. Rotarians assist individuals by providing them with water systems, educating them on proper sanitation, and so much more. But with all that Rotary International does for people worldwide, one of the club's greatest efforts over the last 20 years is to eradicate the disease polio worldwide.
We started this project in 1985. During those times, each year we have more than 450,000 polio cases in more than 125 countries. But we are very proud to say through the hard work of Rotarians and worldwide Rotary Clubs members and with our partners, now only 3 countries remain as still have a polio disease. But we are this close to end the polio, to kick this disease out of the world.
President Wang also boasts that their member organization counts into the millions.
Each year we have 34 directors from worldwide. The Rotary is an organization for 110 years, and we have more than 1.2 million Rotarians. Worldwide we have 34,000 Rotary clubs.
President Wang is Rotary International's first Chinese president, which is something he's very proud of.
That's why I'm very honored and lucky. I am the first Chinese from Taiwan to serve as the president of Rotary International.
It was President Wang's father who encouraged him to get involved with activities in clubs and not simply focus on grades. The Rotary International website shows that President Wang's father insisted that helping others would help him become a better leader. In April 2015, the Guam Rotarians were honored to have him on island to help celebrate the 75th anniversary of the club's existence on Guam. President Wang shared that this wasn't his first time on the island.
2.5 years ago, my son chose here as his wedding. So that's my second time, but I was here about 5 or 6 years ago with my family, and we like here and we love here. But this is the first time I come back only for one day because I want to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Rotary Club of Guam. But they have been doing wonderful work here, and they also set up a sister club relationship with one of the Japanese club for more than 45 years. And this is the symbol of the Rotary. It's an international organization link people together and toward the peaceful world in the future.
After the break, we'll introduce you to the 75-year-old Rotary Club of Guam and tell you about how that organization got started. Service above self is the motto for the Rotary Club of Guam. For those who are part of the local organization, this motto is a way of life. Let us reintroduce you to the Rotary Club of Guam by taking a look back to its conception. In June of 1939, the past vice president of Rotary International, Carlos P. Romulo, was making his way to a Cleveland convention when he made a preliminary stop on Guam and surveyed the possibilities of starting up a Guam chapter. Romulo presented his findings to the board of directors of Rotary International. His granddaughter, Liana Romulo, was invited by the Rotary Club of Guam on his behalf to speak at the Rotary Club of Guam 75th Anniversary Gala. It was here where she shared what she remembered of her grandfather and the roles that he played in his life.
My name is Liana Romulo. I've been invited to the 75th anniversary of the Rotary because my grandfather came over on the China Clipper in 1939, and he was on the way from Cleveland, Ohio, back to the Philippines. He stopped in Guam, probably to refuel, but he also founded the Rotary Club of Guam.
Liana went on to boast her grandfather's list of achievements, saying he was a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist in 1942, a charter member of the United Nations, the foreign minister of the Philippines, the secretary of education. His resume goes on and on.
There's so many things I'm proud of about my grandfather. You know, he was a really compassionate person, and he cared about everyone around him. I have to mention that because people get so dazzled by his medals and his awards. He won 140 international awards and medals and 70 honorary degrees, 70. I would be happy with just one. So people get dazzled by this, and I wish to sort of express that he was a really decent guy too, and very funny, human beyond any way I can express. And he just cared about people, and he engaged in life fully. That's what I want people to know.
Not too long after Carlos Romulo applied to get a charter club on Guam on July 4th, that same year, the Provisional Rotary Club of Guam was organized by Romulo, J.M. Flores, and C.C. Butler. During that meeting, the three gentlemen put together the necessary paperwork, completed the application for membership to start up a Guam chapter, which was immediately sent to Chicago. From there, it took the Rotary International Board no time to approve the Guam application. Little over a month after they submitted the application, the Rotary Club of Guam was admitted as a new member of Rotary International on August the 30th. The first organization meeting was held in the house of former Justice Jose N. Flores, who gave a dinner in honor of Romulo. Fast forward 75 years, and you'll see the Rotary Club of Guam still going strong in assisting our island community as well as our neighboring islands. When we return, we'll discuss what exactly the Rotary Club of Guam has done and is still doing for Guam and our neighbors. For those who aren't familiar with the contributions the Rotary Club of Guam does for Guam and her neighbors, here's a list. Water projects, the Dictionary Project, the Karuizawa Exchange Student Program, the Christmas Drop, and turkey dinners. In 2007, the Rotary International District 2750, HQ in Tokyo, wanted to make a contribution to the welfare of the people in the Pacific Basin, including the small outer lying islands. The organization took the lead on this project by coordinating efforts of various clubs within District 2750. From the conception of this project right up until its completion in 2011, a total of 1,060 solar stills were built and delivered to about 43 remote islands, giving those folks access to safe drinking water during times of drought. The areas assisted in this effort include Chuuk, the Halls, the Morillos. Another of their humanitarian contributions is assisting and holding donation drives for the annual Christmas Drop. This humanitarian effort takes place in conjunction with the United States Department of Defense's 734th Air Mobility Squadron and the 36th Airlift Squadron at Yokota Air Base in Japan. The individuals, including numerous Rotarians, take part in gathering supplies and preparing pallets of boxes that are then dropped from a U.S. Air Force aircraft to Micronesian atolls, Agrigan, and many other islands in the region. The boxes contain everything from canned food, medical supplies, educational material, clothing, toys, in an effort to spread the Christmas cheer. Of all of the numerous events that the Rotary Club of Guam holds every year, there are some events that stay in the minds of Rotarians. Take Rotarian and Vocational Director Erica Garrido's story of how she was a part of the club's annual dictionary project. Garrido recalled preparing for the presentation of the dictionaries to third graders when she noticed a third grade girl that couldn't see, didn't have the sense of sight, thus was not allowing her to really enjoy the gift from the Rotary Club of Guam.
So that totally changed my presentation, and I felt so bad because she couldn't read. And so I did the presentation, and after I was done, I got back in the car and I called my fellow Rotarian and my president at that time, and I started crying because out of all those 100 students, one child couldn't get a dictionary. You know, she couldn't utilize it because she can't read it, she can't see it. So what we did was our club was able to purchase a Braille set dictionary, which is a 16 volume dictionary, and it was for her. So once the dictionaries came in, we did it very personal. It wasn't a school presentation, and we went to her classroom. We called her, and I presented the dictionary to her. I opened it up, and just seeing her facial expression because she reads Braille, and she ran her fingertips on it, and seeing her facial expression to where she told her teacher, "Miss, I don't need to use those books anymore. I can read this," you know? I mean, that touched me, and I was just crying, you know? Just being able for her to know that we thought of her. You know, that she wasn't left out without the other kids, you know, and that was very meaningful for me.
There's many other projects that Guam Rotarians hold annually to assist the island's community and its neighbors that touches each Rotarian on an individual basis. When we return, several Rotarians will share their personal stories on the Rotary Club of Guam. Welcome back to the television special of the 75th anniversary of the Rotary Club of Guam. In this segment, several Rotarians will share their thoughts and experiences with us as members of the oldest club on Guam. Current Rotary Club of Guam President Gerald Jake Wu is no stranger to the island's business community, as well as no stranger to sitting at the helm of the Rotary Club of Guam. Before his current term, he's past president from 1999 to 2000. As well, in between those times, he was a committed Rotarian. Wu boasted on his years of service to the community, beginning in the Rotaract Club, which is a junior Rotary club for young professionals and University of Guam students, all between the ages of 18 and 30. So what does being a Rotarian for the past 28 years mean to Wu?
The opportunity to continue to give back to community. I mean, I was a Boy Scout and Service Club member since, high school, so this is a good, wonderful way to continue. I was a Rotaract club member on Guam 30 years ago and graduated to Rotary.
Wu is most proud of the 75th anniversary events that took place in April of this year. As well, he's also proud of the 45th anniversary of their sister club relationship with the Rotary Club of Katawizawa. He's hopeful that in the next 5 years he'll see a few younger faces and more members of Rotary to help them celebrate their 80th anniversary. Wu holds close the celebration and events leading up to the birthday of the oldest club in the district, the Rotary Club of Guam on Guam.
So since '89, we have every 10 years the district conference, which is the annual meeting of all the Rotarians in the district, which is about 2,000 from about 90 clubs. Since '89, we've been meeting on Guam every 10 years. So I worked on the '89, '99, 2009 conferences, and we look forward to the 2019 conference, which will be just around the corner.
Mars Johnson, member of the Rotary Club of Guam since December 2014, calls himself one of the newest members of the Rotary Club of Guam. He joked that he was one of the younger members of the Rotary Club of Guam.
To be honest, the Rotary Club of Guam has a lot of older members. I think it'd be nice if we we're able to get some younger members in the club over the next 5 years. Honestly, a lot of the fellow Rotarians are my friends' parents from high school. And while it's great, I know a lot of these people, I've known them my entire life. It would be nice to get sort of a younger, newer generation of people involved in Rotary.
Johnson says that by the year 2020, the Rotary Club's membership will be boosted mainly by individuals of his generation. He believes that by showing individuals of his generation how much good the Rotary Club of Guam does, they'll be interested in joining the most successful organizations on Guam. Not a part of Johnson's generation is longtime member and past president of the Rotary Club, Phil Flores. He recalls when he was just 23 years old when he moved from California to Guam. He stated upon his arrival here, his grandfather told him he should join Rotary.
Rotary? Oh, come on, all those old guys? And so I got into it, and I met a lot of nice people, a lot of old guys. But also helped me get established in the community, meet a lot of important people, and then I saw that we were doing a lot of good.
Of all of the humanitarian efforts and events that the Rotary Club of Guam hosts, the ones that stand out for him...
There's some that we can't talk about on record. I used to love when we'd play a lot of baseball, a lot of softball against the other teams because we'd always kill them. Now it's just the opposite. We used to be called the Old Men's Club. But we had a bunch of young people. Now we're kind of back to the old men's club, but we're getting younger people in it.
On top of the softball games, he particularly enjoyed the 75th Gala anniversary and the Karuizawa Exchange Student Program. Flores recalls his children growing up with the Rotary Club of Guam.
I brought my son to Rotary when he was really young. I brought my daughter to Rotary when she was really young. And now when they're on vacation or they don't have school that day or my daughter's back here for a little bit, come on, let's go to Rotary. Oh, Dad, please. I go, come on. So they'll come to Rotary sometimes. It's just a blast because you get to show off your children and they go in there and, oh, Rocco, I remember when you were that tall, or oh, Breezes, I remember when you were that tall. And just shows that there's really, amongst other things, a real family spirit at Rotary Club of Guam.
Rotarian Beverly Alerta Brady has been a member of the Rotary Club of Guam since 2010, and at first didn't jump into the club. She says she just stayed in the background and observed what things were done and how they were getting done before she could make her special niche in the organization. Now she is heavily involved in the events the club holds. To Alerta and many other Rotarians past and present, they believe the club symbolizes many things, from building strong relationships to doing well for the community.
What it symbolizes to me is a whole new group of brand new friends and enduring friendships. And the second thing that it symbolizes to me is being able to make a difference in my immediate community. And the third important thing for me is that it also means being inspired by the hundreds of thousands of other Rotarians throughout the world that are making great big differences where they're at, and you know, again, inspiring us to make those same changes in our communities.
In celebration of the Rotary Club of Guam's existence over the past 75 years, a gamut of events were held. The events included a Rotarian half-a-day at the Guam International Airport welcoming Rotary International President Wang and his wife, Corina. A welcome reception was held for the Guam and Japan Rotarians at the Hilton Hotels Lanai.
Thumbs up.
A ceremonial tree planting at the Governor Joseph Flores Beach Park took place, and at the event, President Wang took the honors in planting the first of 75 indigenous trees along Tumon Bay. The 75 trees replaced palm trees that were destroyed by the rhinoceros beetle. Among the other events included tours of Guam's naval and Air Force bases, a meet and greet of the Karuizawa Guam Sister Club Agreement exchange students. But all of these memorable events to highlight the past 75 years of the Rotary Club of Guam's vast, generous history, the organization held a gala on the night of April 18th at the Hilton Hotel Hillside. At the event, hundreds of off-island dignitaries and many Rotarians from this district. The event opened up with a performance by cultural dance group Pa'atautano, as well as a symbolic blowing of the conch. After the crowd wiped away their goosebumps the cultural performances left on their forearms, They were treated to opening remarks by some of the Rotary International and Rotary Club of Guam distinguished leaders.
Rotary is the way, and Guam is the place. What do we have to show for 75 years? Well, you, ladies and gentlemen, our friends and fellow Rotarians, for which, with your help, the Rotary spirit will light up the years to come.
President Wang gave the Rotarians and guests a brief lesson on speaking Chinese. He mentioned how happy he was to join in on our celebration.
75 years is a long journey, and it a lot of great service to this community.
The gala night was indeed a memorable one and will remain in the memories of those who attended.
Land anniversary. Very good.
That night was a celebration for the Rotary Club of Guam and their members and a show of what the Rotary Club of Guam is about and who they are. Happy 75th anniversary to the Rotary Club of Guam. Wishing you all another 75 and beyond. Cheers.
Thank you for all of you are doing to light up Rotary.
Thank you for watching this special show on the 75th anniversary of the Rotary Club of Guam. We hope you've enjoyed it and it has let you in on the individuals behind the organization as well as share what Rotary Club of Guam is about.
An extra special thanks to those individuals who made the events leading up to the celebration night back in April possible. These people include David Sykes, Tim Armour, Olympia Terrell, Roland Kittigwa, Jake Wu, Maureen Maratita, and Jay Shedd.
The Rotary Club of Guam has selflessly given 75 years of dedicated service to Guam and our neighboring islands. Each year, the Rotary Club of Guam puts together plans to make Guam and the region an even better place to live, visit, and rest. Many of our projects are still coming down the pipes. If you would like to be a part of progress, join us every Thursday for lunch at the Pacific Star, or simply just log on to our website at rotary.org.gu.
Once again, thank you for watching this special show featuring the 75th anniversary of the Rotary Club of Guam. We look forward to serving you in 2016. Happy 75th anniversary to the Rotary Club of Guam. We leave you with the Rotary Club slogan, service above self.